3, 2, 1. Shalom, welcome back. Let's continue with Genesis chapter 29, verse 1. Vayeitse Yaakov raglayv, vayelech artza v'nei kedem. Vayeitse, so that is from Nasa. There's a noon that is inside of that scene there. That's what the Dagesh means. There's a doubling of the letter, and the reason it doubled is because noon is hiding in there. Vayinsa, remember Nasa carries things or bears things. So Vayeitse Yaakov raglayv. Then Jacob lifted or carried his foot, or feet in this case. Vayelech, and he went artza, toward land. V'nei kedem, the children of Kedem, or of the east. Genesis chapter 29, verse 2. Vayira v'hinei ve'er basadeh v'hinei sham shalosha adrei tzon rovetzim aleha ki min ha'be'er hahi ישקו העדרים והאבן גדולה על פי הבאר. Genesis 29 verse 2. Vayaf. Now this one is not he was afraid. This one is actually Ra'ah. And there's a hey at the end that has disappeared. Reish Aleph Hey. And he saw, or he looked, Vehine, and behold, Ve'er, a well, Bas Sadeh, in the Sadeh, in the field. Vehine, Sham, and behold, there were, or was, Shalosha, 3, Adrei Tzon, flocks of sheep, Rovetzim. Rovetzim is from the verb ravat. It's kind of hard to explain in English. Have you ever seen how a cat puts its haunches underneath it? Like when it's laying down on its legs, kind of? It's just comfortable. It's not worried. It's at peace. That's ravatzim. Aleha, near it. Ki min ha'be'er hahi, because from the well, that one, literally the she. So from that well, Yashku ha'adarim, were irrigated the flocks. V'ha'even, and the stone, gedolah, great, was great, or egg, and was great. Otherwise it'd be ha'gedolah. And the stone was great. Al pi habe'er, upon the pei, the mouth becomes pi when it's mouth of pi habe'er, of the well. Now, okay, good. All right, moving right along. Genesis 29, verse 3. V'nesefu shama chol ha'adarim v'galalu et ha'even me'al pi ha'be'er v'ishku et ha'tzon v'heshivu et ha'even al pi ha'be'er limkomah. All right, let's translate. V'ne'esefu. So that's a nifal of asaf, to gather, and were gathered there. That's the shama. Were gathered there. Chol ha'adarim, the flocks or the herds, Vegalalu, and they would galal, they would roll, et ha'evan, the stone, me'al, from upon, da pi ha'be'er, the mouth of the be'er, of the well. Vehishku, and they irrigated, or like watered, et hatzon, the sheep, the flock. Veheshivu, then they returned, right? They caused to shuv, et ha'evan, the stone, al, upon, de pi ha'be'er, the mouth of the well. Lim koma, to her makom, place, to her place, to its place. Verse 4. Vayomer lahem Yaakov, achi me'ayin hatem, vayomeru micharan anachnu. Vayomer, then he said, lahem, to them, Yaakov, that's who's doing the same. Da achai, my brothers, me'ayin, from where are atem, y'all? Vayomeru, then they said, me'charan, anachnu, we are. Remember, sometimes you got to think like Yoda. From Haran, anachnu. We are from Haran. Verse 5. Vayomer lahem, hayada'atem et Lavan ben Nachor, vayomeru yada'anu. Vayomer lahem, and he said to them, ha. Now this ha here, this is what we call the hey interrogative. It's asking a question. This guy, he's a question mark. It's a question mark. That's a question mark. So, question, yadatem, y'all know. So, do you all know, et Lavan, da ben Nachor, the son of Nachor, Vayomeru, then they said, Yada'nu, we know. I just realized I didn't get my note on the irrigation. Let's see what that is. I don't remember. So back up here where it says, Vehishku et hatzon, then they would irrigate the sheep. Veheshivu, and then they'd return et ha'evan, and the stone, al pi ha'be'er, limkomo, to its place, at the mouth of the, where the water's coming from. The famous Midrash, Breshit Rabbah 70, paragraph 8 says, whatever reached Jacob's hand, he watered, as it is written, and they rolled the stone and watered the sheep. The Holy One, blessed be He, rolled away the stone of the heart, so that Jacob would serve with loving devotion. He rolled away a stony heart. It's nice. Okay, verse 6. Vayomer lahem hashalom lo, vayomeru shalom, v'hinei achel bito, va'a'im ha'atzon. Vayomer lahem, then he said to them, another hey locative, look at that. I mean, hey, interrogative, question mark, hey. Question mark. Is shalom lo to him? It's like, is he doing well? How is he? How is he? Is what he's saying. Ha shalom lo? Is there peace to him? How's he doing? Vayomeru, then they said, shalom. Peace. Means he's doing well. Uncle Kwaicham. For the Vietnamese speakers, see, it's kind of a similar construction. Vehine, and behold, Rachel beat, his daughter, Ba'a, was coming. Aim with Hatson, the sheep. Verse 7. Vayomer Hein La'od Hayom Gadol Lo'ait Haisef Hamiknei Hashku Hatson Olechu Ra'u. Vayomer, then he said, Hein, behold, Od, still, Hayom, Gadol, the day is great, meaning there's still a lot of work time left. Lo ait, is it not time? Ha, hey asef. Sorry, this is a nifal. That's why I said ha at first, expecting hefal. It's hey asef. That tells us it's a nifal. To be gathered, hamiknei, the herd, or the cattle, the livestock. Really, the livestock is better. Is it time to gather for the livestock to be gathered? Hashku, water, hatzon, the sheep, ulechu, and go, ra'u, graze. Sforno comments that a tzaddik doesn't like even to see others slacking. So Yaakov feels like they're slacking, right? They're not doing good work. Vayomeru, then they said, Lo nucha, we're not yachal, we're not able. Oh, rad, until asher, when yeyasefu, they are gathered, again nifal, kol ha'adarim, all of the herds. Vegalalu, then they will roll at ha'evan, the stone, meaning other people are going to show up, and all the men together will cooperate, and we can roll the stone. Until then, we can't get the water out. Okay, we're at here. Me'al, from upon pi ha'be'er, the mouth of the well. Vehishkinu, then we will water Hatson, the sheep, or the flock. Verse 29, Genesis 29, verse 9. Adenu, still we, medaber, speak, imam, with them. Oh, still he was speaking with them. Still he was speaking with them. Nu is the same ending here. It can mean he or they. I mean he or we. Rachel ba'a, when Rachel arrived, aim with Hatson, with the sheep, with the flock, asher which le'aviha, belonged to the father of her. Ki, for ra'ah he, a shepherdess was she. Verse 10. Vayhi ka'asher ra'ah Yaakov, so it was when Jacob saw et Rachel, bat Lavan, the daughter of Laban, achi imo, the brother of his mother, right? So his uncle, ve'et tzon Lavan, and the flock of Laban, or the sheep of Laban, achi imo, his uncle on the mother's side. Vayigash Yaakov, that Jacob touched. Vayagel, and he galal, he rolled at ha'evan, the stone. Me'al, from upon pi ha'be'er, the mouth of the well. Vayashk, and he watered at tzon Lavan, the flock of Laban. Achi imo, the brother of his mother. Now come back up here to where the shepherd said, Lo nucha, we're unable. The Bechor Shor comments, we cannot. The shepherds were all young boys, but Jacob was a strong grown man. Of course, there's many midrashes and stories about him being the Hulk or something. And when he rolled the stone, Kimchi believes the other shepherds helped him. So just like they were waiting on more adarim, more herds to arrive, i.e. more shepherds, so they could all roll together. He alone with them, according to Kimchi, was able to move it. Right? So not necessarily a Hulk type figure. I tend to believe that. I think some of those hulky things are kind of story time that was added for children in Midrash over the ages. He could have been strong, right? But I mean, this is a guy who sat around and studied all the time, right? So, if anything, I would have thought Esau was the one who's stronger, you know? But still, it could just be genetics. All right. Genesis 29, verse 11. Vayishak Yaakov Rachel vayisa et kolo vayevik. Vayishak. This is Nashak. The noon is hiding. Yaakov, and then Jacob kissed Rachel to Rachel. Vayisa et kolo, and he lifted up his voice. Vayevik, and he bachad. We're missing the hey there. He wept. Verse 12. Vayaged Yaakov leRachel ki achi aviha hu v'chi ben Rivka hu v'taretz v'taged le'aviha. Vayanged became Vayaged Yaakov. Then Jacob told the Rachel to Rachel, ki that achi aviha, the brother of her father. Who? He was. That's interesting. Why is he saying he's the brother of her father? I guess he's saying a relative. Because ach in Hebrew can just mean a relative, right? Or kin, right? So her father's kin was he. V'chi, and that then Rivka, who? There we go, we get it more definite. The son of Rivka was he. V'taratz, and she roots, she ran. V'taged, and she nagaded, she told le'aviha, to her father. That note keeps wanting to come up. Ibn Ezra comments, rather, Jacob had already told Rachel, only then did he kiss her. There are many such cases in the Bible. There's another commentator, I think it's Bechor Shor, who comments that he told her so she wouldn't be disgusted that someone who wasn't one of her kin had kissed her. Right. Verse 13, Vayhi chishmo Lavan. And it was when Lavan shamad, when he heard at Shema, or Shema, the report of Yaakov about Jacob, ben Achoto, the son of his sister, so he's his nephew, Vayachat, said he roots, he ran, Likrat, to meet him, Vaychabek, lo, and he hugged to him, Vaynashek, and he kissed, lo, to him, Vayviehu, and he caused to bar him. He brought him el unto Beit, his house. Vaysapel, and he told, or he related, Lelavan to Laban, et kol hadevrim ha'eli, all of these things. The Bechor Shor says how he had gotten the birthright and the blessing to make it appear that he deserved one of Laban's daughters. In other words, look what I did, what I accomplished, and I'm the firstborn now. And how he was fleeing for Esau. So Laban would not wonder why someone so well off had arrived with nothing but a walking stick and a backpack. Jacob had slipped away quietly to avoid drawing Esau's attention. Okay. Wasn't like today, where he could just send a message to his family, hey, can you wire some loot? Not in those days. And also, had he done so, Esau could have followed whoever brought the camels and the stuff to find out where he was at, right? So this is really a secret mission he's on. Verse 14. Vayomer lo Lavan, ach Atzmi v'sari ata vayeshiv imo chodesh yamim. Vayomer lo Lavan. Then Laban said to him, Ach, indeed, that's me, my bone, uvesari, and my flesh. Ata, are you? Vayeshiv imo. So he, Yashav, he dwelled with him, chodesh yamim, a month of days, means a long time. Or at least a month. That's, a month. I was thinking how yamim oftentimes is used to mean years in and of itself. But if it says genitive, chodesh yamim, it means a month of days. So he stayed a full month is what that means. Right? Instead of if it just said chodesh, it can mean, it really has the idea of like about a month. Just like if we say shana, it means about a year. But if it says shanat yamim or yamei shana, then it means a complete year. All right. So I had to think about that for a second. All right. Let's continue. Genesis 29, verse 15. Vayomer Lavan liYaakov, Hachi achi ata ve'avatani chinam. Hagida li ma maskutecha. Verse 15. Vayomer Lavan. Then Lavan said to Yaakov, to Jacob, Hachi achi. Indeed, you are my kin, literally my brother. Ata are you. Ve'avatani. And you serve me. Chinam. Without anything. For no cost. Hagida li. Like Haggadah, Hagida. Tell to me, what is maskutecha, your wage, your sichya. Verse 16. Ulelavan shete vanot shem hagedala haleya v'shem hakatana achel. Ule, and belonging to Lavan, were the Shetevanot, 2 of daughters. The Shem Hagedolah, the name of the big one, was Leah, meaning the older. The Shem Haketana, the name of the younger one, literally smaller, was Rachel. Doesn't have anything to do with her size. Verse 17. Ve'ainei Leah rakot. Rachel hayta yefat Torah v'yefat mareh. Ve'einei Leah. Now the eyes of Leah were rakot, were soft. Rachel, but Rachel hayta, she was yefat Torah, beautiful of form, v'yefat mareh, and beautiful of appearance. Gersonides comments about the eyes of Leah being rakot. This was the result of some illness or other, and Jacob chose the younger sister because he wanted his children to be healthy. Interesting. Not saying Gersonides is right, I just threw that opinion in there because I thought it was interesting. Verse 18. Vayahav Yaakov et Rachel vayomer e'evadcha sheva shanim ve'achal bitecha haketana vayehav Yaakov et Rachel. And Jacob loved Rachel. Vayomer, and he said, e'evadcha, I will serve you. Sheva shanim, 7 years. Be'Rachel, for Rachel, bitecha, that's the bat of Ha, your daughter. Ha ketana, the younger one. he even clarifies to make sure, in case you forgot the names of your daughters, this is who I'm talking about. Vayehav Yaakov et Rachel, and Jacob loved Rachel. Chizkuni comments that it was clear that as the younger daughter, she was so little valued that they made her a shepherdess. So Jacob decided to replace her as the shepherd. He's the shepherd now, right? She doesn't have to do it anymore. Abarminal comments that Jacob feared Leah's eyes may go blind as his father's had. I thought this was quite insightful, right? It's very traumatic for a family to watch someone lose their eyesight. I can't even imagine. Lo aleinu. May not happen to any of us. Such a difficulty. And by the way, this is no knock on anyone who's blind, who's listening. Just saying that if you've known sight, then to lose it could be very, very difficult. I know there are many capable and amazing people who were born blind, and even those who became blind later in life. But we should all value what we do have. And if you have your sight, treasure it. Treasure it. Such a wonderful, amazing gift. Okay. Verse 19. Vayomer Lavan Tov Titi Otah Lach Mititi Otah Leish Acher Seva Imadi. Pardon me, Imadi. Okay. Vayomer Lavan. So then Lavan said, Tov Titi, it's better for me to give Otah her, Lach to you, Mi Titi, than for me to give Otah her, Leish Acher, to another man. Sheva Imadi. This is from the verb Yashav, and the Yod has disappeared. Right? It's a pay Yod verb, and oftentimes those verbs, that Yod will actually go away. So the verb is Yashav. In the imperative, it drops, right? So dwell, Imadi, with me. You might recognize this word. I know some of you memorized Psalm 23. What did it say? Gam ki elech begeit salamavet. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, lo ira, I won't fear any bad thing. I know it says evil, but it means like something bad happening, right? Like a rock falling me or something. Ki ata, because you are Imadi, with me. It's a very old way to say with, by the way. Don't ever do this in Israel. Speaking in modern Hebrew. People look at you weirdly. Genesis chapter 29, verse 20. Vaya'avod Yaakov V'achel Sheva Shanim. Let's stop there at Nachta. Vaya'avod Yaakov. So Jacob served Berachel for Rachel, Sheva Shanim, 7 years. Vayichyu be'einayv kiyamim achadim behavato otah. Vayichyu be'einayv, but they were in the eyes of him, in his eyes. Kiyamim, like days, achadim, united. Meaning it's like one quick single day. Be'ahavat, because of, or with, or in the ahava of him, the love of him. Otah, to her, because he loved her. It's actually an infinitive here. When you put a suffix in the infinitive, that tells you who it's talking about. It's literally saying in or with the loving of him, her. It still takes an accusative, still takes an object there. So, while he loved her, something kind of like what it's saying. Verse 21. Vayomer Yaakov Lavan Hava et ishti ki maleu yamai vavoa eleha. Vayomer Yaakov. Then Jacob said, El Lavan, to Laban, Hava. Hava, you guys know. Hava, for sure you recognize this. Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila Venismecha. Right? So Hava, it's like, let's do it. Go, do it. Come on already. Et Ishti, my wife. Ki maleu, for are filled. Yeah, my days, or fulfilled my days. Ve'avo, that I might indeed go, or enter, eleha, unto her. Verse 22. Vayesof Lavan et kol anshe hamakom vayas mishtei. Okay, Vayesof Lavan, then Lavan gathered et kol, all of anshe, that's anashim in the contract, men of hamakom, the place. Vayas, and he asad, that's a lamed hey verb. So the hey, the verb ends in a hey as part of the root, but it went away. And he made a mishteh, a drinking feast, or just a feast. In the Midrash, Breshit Rabbah 70, section 19, and Laban gathered, Rabbi Abba Bar Kahana said, he gathered all the astrologers of the place and said to them, judge for me, what is the fate of this righteous man? They said to him, from him will issue kings who will exact retribution from you. He said, if so, I will marry him to the dark one, Leah. Right, interesting teaching from the famous Midrash. Let's continue. Verse 23. Vayhi va'erev vayikach et Leah vito vayave ota elaiv vayavo eleha. Vayhi va'erev. So it was in the evening, vayikach, that he lakacht. There's a lamed hiding inside that kuf. We see it as a dot there. Et Leah, and he took Leah, his daughter, Vayave. This is a he fil from ba, so he caused to ba, he caused to come. So he brought Ota, her, alive unto him. Vayavo, then he came, meaning Jacob, eleha, unto her. It's one thing, biblical Hebrew is not always clear about the antecedents, so you kind of have to get it in context. Verse 24. Vayeitse Lavan lach et zilpa shivchato leLeah vito shivcha. Vayeitse. So this is another pei nun verb. The nun is hiding inside. The nun is the dagesh and the tav. So the verb is actually natan, isn't it? Natan. Vayin tain in ancient Hebrew became vayit tain. And he gave. Who gave? Lavan. Allah, to her. Et is the object marker. What did he give? Zilpa. Shivchat. The virgin maidservant of him. Leah, to Leah. Vit. His bat, his daughter. Shivcha, a virgin maidservant. Sit tight. If we need to, I'll give another break. We're kind of cruising along now, though, so I don't think we will need to. Verse 25. Vayhi baboker v'nehi Leah vayomer elavan mazot asita li halo v'achel v'avati hemach Vilama bimitani. If you notice, I paused. I accidentally, when I was putting these line by line in, it's, sometimes 2 pictures per line I had to line up. I accidentally covered the Tom, so I quickly glanced. Wait, where was it? Oh, this one. I glanced over here and I saw the Munach on the Leningrad Codex. So it saved me. And then I was also able to glance here. So maybe I'll correct those. So Mach. This should be a schwa. Yeah. And then Lama. Take the Cha. Okay. All right, let's translate. Vehine, and behold, he Leah. She's Leah. Vayomer, and he said, El Lavan to Laban, Mazot asita li. What is this you've done to me? Hello. Again, we have our question mark. Hey. The interrogative. Is it not ve for Rachel avad to I have served remach with you? Actually, it's with. You could have heard that literally with Rachel I have served for you. Maybe she helped with sheep too. Velama. So why? Rimitani. Have you deceived me? Verse 26. Vayomer Lavan lo ya'aseh chen b'imkomenu latet ha'tze'ira lifnei ha'bechira. Okay, 26. Vayomer, then he said, Laban said, Lo, not, ye, ya'aseh. Here we have a nifal. It's kind of hard to tell, but this vowel, the tseri underneath the yod, that's your hint. Because the ayin can't take a dagesh. So that's how you know that's a nifal. So asa is to do, but ye ya'aseh is to be done. Right? I'll just put n for nifal. Okay. It is not done, chen, such or thusly, bimkomenu, in the makom of nu, in our place. Latet, to give, hatze'ira, the younger, lifnei, before, habechira, the firstborn. You'll see that as bechora or bechira. Okay. Verse 27. Malei shevu azot. Venitana. Pardon me, I didn't. This one you can't do differently depending on what comes after it. I didn't notice what came after it. So, Venitana lecha. Gamet zot. Ba'avodah. Asher. Ta'avod. Imadi. Od sheva shanim. Shanim acherot. Nasty. Yeah, see what he's doing, Joe. Not good. 27. Malay, that's an imperative, PL. So fill up or fulfill. Shavua zot. Now he's speaking kind of weirdly, but literally just says this 7. Venitena. So that's another nifal, but in this nifal you can tell the noon is actually there. The noon is there. That's cluing us into the nifal. So what's the dagesh? Well, the dagesh that's after it is marking another noon that's hidden inside. There's another noon in there. In ancient Hebrew, this would have been nin tana. So it's natan in the nifal. So you got 2 noons in a row, one of them a sunlight. But nin tana, venitana, and she will be given lecha to you. Gam et also zot. This one, ba'avodah for the labor, asher which to la'avod you shall serve, imadi with me. Od still, sheva'a shanim 7 years, acherot other ones. Rashi comments on the, I forgot to share this, sorry. He Leah, it's Leah. But at night it was not Leah. For Jacob had given Rachel a sign. But when Rachel saw they were sending Leah to him, she thought, my sister will be shamed, so she gave her the sign. There's another midrash that talked about they had hand signals, like Jacob and Rachel over the years had invented a whole bunch of signals and stuff to communicate with each other, which makes sense. They knew they're going to be married, right? And that Rachel, out of love for her sister, had taught her sister these things so she would not be shamed, so she would be discovered by what the father was doing. Understanding, of course, that she would also end up with Jacob, so she's not losing her man. She's still going to be with him. It's just her sister will also be blessed by Jacob. Malei Sheva Parnishavua Zot. The Rashbam clarifies, more precisely, fulfill the bridal week. The Old Jewish Publication Society translation says, of this one. And we will give you that one too. Rather, and that one will be given to you too. But she will be given to you immediately. Right? So what he's saying is, wait a week, go through the bridal festivities, so it's not ruined for Leah. Let her have her honeymoon with you. And immediately after 7 days, I'll give you Rachel. Right? So then there'll be another wedding, and he'll be married to Rachel. Right? And then you'll retroactively serve me. You will serve Imadi with me. Oh, it's still Sheva Shanim, 7 years. And my own comment, we see again how the Torah wonderfully preserves the speech patterns of various people. Okay. They should have said Shavua, not Shavua. So we kind of see how he was speaking. All right, this is the end of the Torah portion. Look, you can see in the Leningrad Codex, we have the sign of the next triennial parasha, the Samech with the sideways comments over it. Right? So next week's parasha will begin in Genesis 29, verse 31. Let's go ahead and finish the Torah. Vayas Yaakov Cain V'malei Shavua Zot V'yiten lo et Rachel bito lo leisha Vayas Yaakov. Then Jacob did Cain thusly, or such. V'malei, and were fulfilled, completed, Shavua Zot, this week, the wedding feast. Vayitain, that's Vayintain, and was given, lo, to him, et Rachel, Bito, his daughter, lo. So this is, and he gave him, so this is referring back to Lavan again. Not was given, sorry. I read it like a Nephal for some reason. And he gave to him Rachel Bito, his daughter, lo, to him, meaning to Jacob. Again, the antecedents are kind of crazy in Hebrew sometimes. Leisha, for a woman, meaning for a wife. Leisha. Verse 29. Vayeitse Lavan le'achel bito et bilha shivchato lach l'shivcha. Vayitain Lavan, and Laban gave le'Rachel, to Rachel, his daughter, et, what did he give? Bilha shivchat, his his virgin maidservant. Allah, to her, meaning to Rachel, l'shivcha, as a maidservant. Verse 30, the last verse in the Torah portion. Vayavo gam el Rachel, vayehav gam et Rachel mileah, vayavod imo od sheva shanim achirot. Vayavo, and he entered Gam also El Rachel unto Rachel. Vayehav, and he loved Gam et Rachel, also Rachel. Mil Leah, more than Leah. I'll finish translating, then we'll come back to that. Vayavod, then he served Ayemo with him. Again, that's going back to Laban. Lord, still Sheva Shanim, 7 years. Acherot, other ones. Some people think that Rachel wasn't given to him after the 7 years, right? Like he did 7 years, and he ended up with Leah, then another 7 years, so Rachel was waiting 14 years. No, he served the 7 years, and Laban posed him, and then he just had to wait 7 more days, and then he got Rachel also. So at least he had her as a wife in this time, of the second 7 years that he got gypped out of. Kimchi comments when it says, Vayehav gam et Rachel mileah, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah. This informs us that he did indeed love Leah, as a man loves his wife. So it's not that he hated her or something, right? In fact, that whole command, there's a command in the Torah that says, if a man has 2 wives, and one of them is loved, and it looks like one is hated, remember, you always must render in context the nuance of the Hebrew word. So it means less loved. One who's less loved has the Bechor, has the firstborn. He can't disinherit that firstborn because he loves the other one more. Right? So it's not implying that it's likely that he hated the one. Right? But of course, Rivka's the one he had his heart set on. So kind of a raw deal for Leah, but eventually he does love her too. All right, what's our lekach? Attempting to be blameless when another party is wronging you is a proper emulation of Yaakov, our father. Right? Look at what he does. He goes ahead and he serves. He serves for another 7 years. Maybe he decided it was worth it. Right? Doesn't mean to always let people walk over you, but still, he behaves blamelessly. Continues to be in each Tom as we have studied. If Laban had not tricked our ancestor, Jews today would not exist. Right? I wouldn't be here. Leah is Judah and Levi's mother. So look at that. It's kind of interesting, right? So if this situation had not occurred with Laban tricking Jacob, Jews wouldn't be here today. All history would be different. Because Jews are from Judah and Levi, right, for the most part. Maybe the lost tribes, you call them something else, right? But those who survived from Judea, right, which was Judea is where Jews were, and Levites were everywhere. That's why we have a sprinkling of Levites with us still today. About 8% of the population, I think. Rachel was such a good person and cared for her sister's happiness to not interfere with the wedding. Many Midrashim teach this. So there's probably something to it. Whether she taught out the signals to Leah or not, but she decided not to ruin it, knowing that she still would get her man. She'd still be with Jacob. There's a teaching that Leah was horrified that she, technically being the firstborn, was going to have to marry technically the firstborn of Yitzchak, who was Esau. And she did not want to marry this evil man who's wanting to murder his own brother. And so she's horrified. Maybe that's what convinced Rachel to let her have the same husband with her. But my point is what a good person Rachel was. To care for her sister. Can you imagine loving her on that level? Even though later Leah doesn't seem to appreciate it, but people can behave that way, especially they're both young. Imagine if we all loved our family members so much to be able to sacrifice in such a way. This is why kings came from our mother, Leah. not currently at heavy warfare, so we'll skip those blessings. Now we will see the Malchi Tzedek blessing. Ein lanu Kohen, ein lanu Levi, po achshav, ve'eseh et habracha hazot, acharei seder Malchi Tzedek, ki yesh lanu Kohen b'shamayim mima'al, Yeshua shemo. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panai v'lecha v'choneka. Yisa Adonai panai v'lecha v'yaseim lecha shalom. Shavua Tov. May you have a blessed week ahead. I look forward to seeing all of you in all of our studies this week. Until then, shalom, shalom.